During a recent Black Lives Matter protest at the 4th Precinct, North Minneapolis, the senior pastor of my church had a fireside chat about the protest. Unexpectedly, I began crying. My response was because of his words, but due to my tiredness of the brokenness of our community. My mother had grown up in the North Side, and I had recently lived there. Shortly before, the volunteer coordinator of Hospitality House, a after-school program in North Minneapolis, had asked me not to come volunteer at a Thanksgiving event, given their location 2 blocks from the precinct and fears for my safety. Hospitality House has seen worse before, had been located on Plymouth Avenue during the 1967 and 68 riots. The executive director at the time said the following: "The Plymouth Avenue riots in 1967-68 changed the face of North Minneapolis. Many of the people and businesses left, but Hospitality House stayed. We found ourselves growing rapidly as we reached out to the troubled youth from our storefront on Plymouth Avenue. That first year, we were warned that fire bombs were being made. Everything was coming apart at the seams. We began staying overnight at the storefront to see what we could do. One night, I heard a gang just outside. One of them said, 'My brother goes to this place. Leave it alone, it's okay.' Our place was the only building left untouched that year." From the July 21st, 1967 Minneapolis Tribune. Fights continue on North Side. Crowds of Negroes milled along Plymouth Avenue early today, hurling rocks at police cars and inciting fires. 2 persons were reported shot, 2 others beaten. The police reported several fires along Plymouth Avenue, one of them at the People's Banking Corp, 1809 Plymouth Avenue, where arson investigators said 3 Molotov cocktails or gasoline firebombs were thrown. Fire officials were forced to ignore the blazes along Plymouth Avenue for about 45 minutes while they fought a 4-alarm blaze at the N.C. Bennett Lumber Company, 2825 Fifth Avenue South for a short time. Firemen declined to send rigs into the north side area. A fire official at Plymouth Avenue said the fire at Fifth Avenue may have been a distraction. Another fire was a 2-alarmer at High Hat Cafe at Plymouth and Newton Avenues North, formerly owned by Joe Buck Halton, an official of the Way Community Center. When a second building at the corner was struck by a firebomb at 1:05 a.m., a unit of 50 police formed a skirmish line, moving as one man down the street. At the same time, orders were given by an inspector at Penn and Plymouth Avenues to shoot looters on sight. Minneapolis Tribune, Saturday, July 22nd, 1967. 600 guards mobilized to keep order in the city. More than 250 National Guard troops were moved into racially troubled areas in North and South Minneapolis Friday night to help police keep order after 2 nights of disturbances. They were part of a 630-man contingent ordered into the Twin Cities by Governor Harold Levander after Minneapolis Mayor Arthur Naftalin requested help. Police have been working in 12-hour shifts with no days off since the disturbances broke out. By 1 a.m. today, the combination of police guard forces and a street dance in front of the Way, a community center at 1913 Plymouth Avenue, had apparently quelled the disturbances, at least temporarily. The National Guard force of 15 officers and 142 enlisted men was deployed at 9:15 p.m. last night under the command of Police Chief Calvin Hawkinson from Fremont Avenue on the east to Russell Avenue on the west. At the same time, a contingent of 80 guardsmen under Minneapolis Captain Eugene Wilson moved into the Lake Street and Nicollet Avenue areas, where police said about 200 Negroes had taunted them and thrown firecrackers yesterday morning. 2 white students helped cool Northside unrest with dance. The street dance that police credit with helping cool tempers along Plymouth Avenue Friday night was a brainstorm of 2 white students. The plan for a dance began after a Thursday meeting at the Wake Community Center, 1913 Plymouth Avenue, where a call was sounded for a mass meeting at City Hall Monday. Pat Carroll, 18, 2644 Blaisdell Avenue, a University of Minnesota freshman who has been doing volunteer work at the Way, said she and her roommate, Linda Barber, 19, an art student, were upset after the meeting. "I just felt that it was several days before Monday arrived, and it was also very hot outside and people would be out in the street," she said. The idea of a dance was developed by the Way officials. Donated refreshments and entertainment were sought and received rapidly. Friday night atmosphere was, said Miss Carroll, wonderful and happy. Merchants, clergymen, and social workers prepared a second dance last night, but thunderstorms apparently washed it out.